Hey YouTube, Chevy here. If you're like me and you just saw The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug, you're probably thinking, wow, I wish my Skyrim was more like Lord of the Rings. If so, then I've got 3 mods to help you Lord of the Ring-ify your experience. The first mod comes from Isilmeriel, and it's the Lord of the Rings weapon collection. This mod adds 10 new Lord of the Rings themed weapons, including the Ancient Wraith Greatsword, one-handed and two-handed versions of Anduril, an Elven Longbow, an ancient, regular, and polished version of Glamdring, the Morgul Blade, Narsil one-handed and two-handed versions, Sauron's Mace, Spider-Bane, and Sting, the Witch King's Sword, and the regular Wraith Sword. It's important to note that these can only be made at the Moonforge, which you can find halfway up the steps on your way to High Hrothgar. In combat, these weapons each do a pretty good amount of damage. Here's my personal favorite, Spider-Bane chopping up a few bandits. The Elven Longbow is the only bow included in the mod. It does average damage but looks great and fits in well with the other bows in the vanilla Skyrim, especially when you download the retextures by Team Isilmeriel. The Elven short blades are fast, one-handed swords that fit in well with the rest of the Elven weapons in the game. They do a pretty decent amount of damage, killing bandits in 2 hits. Next up is Glamdring, which comes in one-handed and two-handed versions. The one-handed version does about the same amount of damage as the other swords in the mod, killing bandits in 2 hits, while the slower two-handed version is a one-hit kill. The Morgul Blade swings at the same speed as the other swords, but does slightly less damage, taking 3 hits to drop a bandit. The sword itself looks great, and bridges the gap between swords and daggers well. Next on the list is Narsil. Like the other one-handed swords, it's a 2-hit kill on regular bandits. It looks unique with its thin blade, yet fits in well with the vanilla weapons. Next is Sauron's Mace. This weapon looks great, is one-handed, and kills bandits in 1 to 2 hits. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to throw your victims as far as it does in the movies, but it's still pretty awesome. Next is the Witch King's Sword, which is just as great as the others. It's one-handed and drops bandits in 2 hits. Finally, we have the Wraith Greatsword. This two-handed weapon is a 2-hit normal attack, 1-hit power attack, kill on bandits. The next mod we have is the Lord of the Rings Fellowship mod by Sergeynest. This mod adds the entire Fellowship to the game, including Aragorn, Pippin, this random hobo, Gimli,
Let's not waste any time. Divine smile on you, friend. Lead the way.
Sam and Frodo, who have somehow learned how to grow and shrink at will. Boromir,
What do you want?
and Legolas. Together they make the Fellowship, and boy do they kick ass. It's fun fighting with the whole team, and it's cool to see Legolas step back and pick off enemies with his bow and arrow. The other characters fight well too, and I can only imagine how badass it would have been to fight beside Gandalf. Using console commands, you can orchestrate some pretty big battles to really put the Fellowship to the test. The final mod is the One Ring mod by 514Y32. It can be found at High Hrothgar down the hallway on the left hand side, sitting on a table. This mod is great and not only turns your character invisible, but also plays whispering sounds and changes the color of the world, just like in the movies. It also drains your health, magic, and stamina, and can kill you, so be careful. Unfortunately, there are no dragons guarding mountains of treasure, or giant menacing eyes made of fire in Skyrim, but there's always the next best thing. Armed with these 3 mods, why not try your hand at Alduin with the help of the Fellowship? Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace!